Hey!
Hello!
Hi!
And welcome to episode 3 of Sketchbook Club online.
Whee! Yeah!
I'm Lize.
I'm Ange.
I'm Helen.
Ange is our guest this week. It's usually Nathan here.
Mm-hmm.
But we thought we'd bring in a different friend.
Yeah.
But still a friend.
Yeah, still a friend. Still a friend.
Yeah.
And our theme, or what we're painting?
Nature.
Nature.
Yeah.
It was landscapes, but I don't paint landscapes, so I was like, no thank you.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to paint some plants, I think.
So today I'm going to be using some Winsor & Newton professional watercolours.
God, that fancy case and everything.
I know.
It's got a little, like, hook.
It's got
So
a
you
little
can put
hook.
it on your thumb?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And if you want to use like a cheaper alternative, you can use the Winsor & Newton Cotman watercolours, and
Which
they're
I
really
have
good as well.
somewhere
Yeah.
up here. How about you, Ange?
I'm going to probably use a range of uni pens in different fine line and some pro markers and then I don't know, depending what I feel like.
Poscas.
Might turn into Poscas because I love Posca pens.
Magic. I'm going to be using gouache again, and I have another pre-made palette, which is a very limited colour scheme.
It's pretty.
Yeah, sweet colours, right?
Pretty colour
So you
scheme.
can just wet it and use it
Yeah,
again.
like watercolour.
So it doesn't dry out.
No.
Oh.
They're just
That
like... I know, it's so good.
That is good.
I have so many like pre-made palettes though, and then I just get bored of the colours. But I feel like it's a waste to wash it off,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so I just keep them.
It's good.
So I've got like a whole drawer.
It's
I
economical.
didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, it's magical. So how do we know Ange? Helen, you start because you've known each other for longer.
I met Ange when I was 14. In Truro.
Yeah.
Gig
In
on the
the-
green.
Yeah, it
It
was.
was
yeah,
an outdoor.
You remember where you
gig.
met?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, that's really
It was
cute.
it was so random. We were in Victoria Park,
Yeah.
and they were having bands play on the bandstand, and a band didn't show up,
Yeah.
and so this guy just came up to us and he was like, "You girls are in a band, right?" And we were like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Can you go play?" And we're like, okay." So he just went up and played.
The two of you?
No, I
did
was
you?
there. I
Okay.
was there just
Yeah.
watching, and Helen was there just watching. But
Yeah.
then,
And
so then
we
I
met.
think, yeah, that was
Um,
it.
And you had long hair. I think you had your skateboard with you.
Yeah.
So cool.
I was skating on the green.
Yeah. And we used to hang out in a place called Zeb's.
It was like a combination of a youth club and a music studio because they had practice rooms in there that you could rent out
So I'd go along
and watch our practices.
Yeah. and then
Like a groupie.
Yeah.
like a groupie.
Helen was my first groupie.
Aww.
Yeah.
Nice.
And that is how we met. And we went to college together as well.
Yeah.
So you met at... Wait, where did you meet again?
I think we met at one of the art fairs in
Yeah.
Cornwall, where I met Laura.
Yeah.
And Ange always came up and bought all of my stuff. That's the
nice.
way to anybody's heart. I was like, that Ange, she's so nice. She always buys all my things.
Aww.
So I was your fangirl and Helen was my fangirl.
I
Yeah.
was no one's fangirl. Well, how do you know?
How dare you?
So yeah, that's why Ange is here. Cause
Yeah.
Been there from the start.
yeah, exactly. About time to get you in, right?
So maybe you should explain, why you moved to Bristol.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I moved to Bristol to finish my degree, and so I'm currently at UE doing illustration, and I'm in my third year now.
How are you finding that?
Well, there's a lot of work to do
Yeah.
all the time.
But you're a hard worker, Ange.
Yeah.
Like, you have the best work ethic of anybody I've ever met, I think.
Yeah.
I like to try and do as much as possible all the time, and I think
My
keeping
nightmare.
It was like 2 years ago, and I started to keep a journal about what I did every day, and that was kind of what pushed me to be more productive because I had to have something to write. I couldn't just be like, I did laundry. If I'm going to write what I'm doing every day, I have to do something productive to write about. I can't just be like, today I stayed home.
Oh my god, I
And-
just lie.
You'd only be lying to yourself.
Yeah, well, that's okay.
And
I'm down with that.
then when I worked full time, you know, and I was kind of thinking back at the end, like, what have I done this year? Oh, I just worked. Like, that was it. And it just really broke my heart, because I was like, I didn't do anything arty, I didn't do anything I wanted to do, I didn't go anywhere. And so that really pushed me to, right, I have to change this. And yeah, keeping a journal and updating that all the time definitely pushes me to keep doing things. And I feel really guilty if I'm like hungover and I don't do anything. I'm like, oh, I've got nothing to write.
That's good. That's a good tip.
So
I might steal that. Although I kind of have it with my work book, which is supposed to be just for like meetings and stuff. But I write in what I've already done. So I'm like, yeah, nice.
That's good, because then you can tick things off.
Yeah,
That's always good too.
Yeah. And it does feel good looking back each week, like, oh, that was a really busy week. But I did it.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't fall apart.
I feel proud. So you're doing an illustration course.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of stuff are you producing?
So I'm creating concept art for a hypothetical video game, basically.
Cool.
Nice.
Very cool.
Yeah, and I just feel like that way it will give me a lot of chances to draw loads of different environments and different characters and stuff, rather than just something that's already existing and copying it.
Yeah, I really like with self-led projects, like testing yourself and going like, well, I'm going to make a zine about this because I've never done this before. And then, like, you have to learn how to do it because you've decided to make this project. Which I think is good. Like, it's good to test yourself.
So do you think ultimately you'd like to go into video game design?
Yeah, and Bristol's really good. There's like the Games Hub, and I mean there's loads of just little indie developers all around Bristol, so it's like a good place to get involved without actually having to live in London, which I really don't want to do. So yeah, hopefully I'll just meet the right people.
It's exciting.
And I can just walk into a job once I've graduated. Oh, thank you!
And you're, I don't want to like offend you or anything, but you're a mature student.
Yeah, I'm old. Say it, Helen, I'm old.
So harsh, Helen. How could you?
Yeah.
And what made you decide ultimately, like, this is the time for me to go to uni now? I want to go to uni in Bristol.
Good question.
Yeah, I mean, I spent a massive amount of time in education because I did college and then I did a foundation where I majored in photography, and then I didn't feel ready for university, and I was in a band that was going really well, and I really just wanted to pursue that and see what was going to happen. So I took some time. I was working, jumped between like retail jobs, and then I was like, oh, this cannot be my life. I can't do this forever. And I decided to go back into education, and I started my foundation degree and then progressed. But I mean, I also applied to uni a lot of times and didn't get in. So
really,
I applied to uni 5 times before I got in.
Oh my god!
Don't you just think that is so? That's just so mad to me.
Yeah.
Because you're so good, and I don't understand how that happened.
I think because it's so subjective, you know, someone can just look and go, I'm just not that into your art. And they don't have to replace it. Because even when they give you feedback,
that so bad?
they can't even give you, like, you know, oh, you were missing this, or it's just, you did not get in.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. You're like, okay.
So the reason why I wanted to bring up that you're a mature student is really just to kind of say you can get into something creative whenever you want to.
Definitely. And if you watched last week's video, because we were talking about how we all went to uni like in our late teens, early 20s.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, we all kind of wish we hadn't.
I wish I waited.
Yeah,
now,
me too.
to be honest.
Yeah.
Because when you're older, you kind of take it a little bit more seriously as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Because you work your butt off.
Yeah. I think also you need some life experience first, you know, to know what you need or...
Yeah, definitely. And know what you want to put into your art and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
How's your art going?
I kind of work really rough first. So I like to kind of just draw different ideas quite roughly before developing them further. And then I'll usually go digital
You're a planner.
And then I'll do it digitally, because sometimes I find I can sit on the computer and draw for hours and hours. I'm like, that's just totally wrong. And then I feel like I've wasted time, whereas I work a lot quicker just with pens and like more traditional media. And you kind of don't care as much, because you can't go edit, undo. Yeah. You can't always take back a line that you've done, but sometimes you're like, actually, that looks really good there.
Yeah.
Happy accidents.
Helen, what are you doing?
I am painting some kind of... Well, it's a photograph that I took when I was walking in Oxford with my brother and his girlfriend, and it's kind of like woodland with creepy shadows, so I want to do a kind of loose painting based on that. I can't really show it because it's all wet and it will just drip everywhere. So yeah. What are you doing?
I am currently filling my page with some leaves, and I'm just going to keep building it up and see how it looks.
Exciting.
I'm terrible for, like, with my sketchbook pages, leaving empty space.
Yeah.
And I want to try and fill the page.
I'm terrible for that as well.
Like, I like getting, and I like the composition, and I'm always pleased with how it looks, but there's just so much page left. Like, I need to do bigger things. So I'm chosen to help with that, a larger brush.
Oh,
so I can't paint smaller. I have to do it large.
You're forced to.
Yes, exactly. I like forcing myself to do out of my comfort zone.
I think that is something that always really bothered me, was like, you'd see someone sketchbooking, like every page is just amazing and everything's really full, and I've got bits where I've missed a page out, or I get to a sketchbook and I get to a page and I've ruined that. And now I have to get a new one. I can't,
oh my God,
I can't go
same.
back to that.
Like, I've recently started this, past year, not just 2017, but making myself fill pages, fill them up, and not letting myself go, okay, no, that book's rubbish now.
Yeah.
Just being like, no, you have to sit and you have to finish it.
Yeah, plus it saves you money doing that as well.
Yeah.
You don't have to keep buying new sketchbooks.
Yeah, very true.
I mean, I've got sketchbooks that I'll have from like 2012, and then it goes under the bed, and then I find, like, this is only half full. I have to go back to it now, and so I'm like looking at my old work, like, oh my God, it's so disgusting.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And then I'm like, write a really big, like, 2015. Right, now we're on a new page.
I found some of my old college sketchbooks at home under my bed, and they're just dreadful.
Yeah, I went and ruthlessly threw out a lot of my old sketchbooks.
Oh, why?
I'm glad, like, I don't regret it. I don't want to be associated with that rubbish.
I would have loved to see your old sketchbooks.
No, because what if something happens to me and that's what people find? I was just like, no, I can't be associated with this. I have to start again. Which I found quite freeing.
Yeah.
Like, it's quite nice to decide what you want in your sketchbook, I guess.
Yeah.
And hide the rubbish.
It's so embarrassing because all my early work was really, like, just rubbish.
Was there lots of angst?
Because you were into goth stuff.
There was a lot of angst, and I was really inspired by like the serial killer books I was reading about, so it was all just very angsty.
Tortured
dark.
artist.
Yeah.
Self-indulgent as well, I'm guessing.
Very self-indulgent.
So were my early ones.
But like I knew I was being self-indulgent because I was thinking about all of like the other self-indulgent artists.
Yeah.
Like Tracy Emin.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, just like her, so it's fine. But
yeah.
Thinking about it now, there really isn't anything wrong with self-indulgent art.
No, and I love other people's.
Yeah, same.
Like, it's just
embarrassing
thing
to look back and see it.
Yeah, it is embarrassing.
Well, when, because I did those comics about things that my dad
said
to me, at Christmas time my mum was going through some stuff and she found an old workbook that I'd had in school, and I'd drawn a comic of my dad shouting at me. My mum was like, oh my God, this is the first one and you're 5.
I was
like, yeah. It was like so much fun to like still draw my dad now.
So good.
He's
Great
not
character.
He's not as bad as I make him out to be.
It's funny.
Those were quite a long time ago. I think my dad's, now that we've all left, my dad really like appreciates us. Whereas when we were around all the
Yeah,
time, we were
yeah.
just annoying. And now when
Yeah.
he does see us, he's like, oh, I'm so happy to see you. Oh, you're so great. Yeah, but at the time he's like, this isn't a travel lodge. I just go in, dump our stuff, and go out. It's like so funny, but he's
Glorious.
my parents are very supportive of me being in school forever.
Well, that's good.
And I think especially like, you know, my brother and sister are both quite academic, and then I've got the shaved head and the tattoos, and I do art and music. They could have turned around and gone, yeah, they could have been like, no, you have to go and be an accountant or something, but I think they knew from pretty early
can't
on.
force
I just
it.
wasn't going to do that, yeah.
You just can't force these things.
Yeah, my parents are the same. They just got bored of asking when I was going to get a real job. Like, it's not
It is a
worth
real
the
job.
energy. Yeah, well now they don't mind. Because they can show people.
Yeah.
But before that, it's like, oh, she just paints in her room for 10 hours.
You know what I really love? Is, well, because I'm the only artist in my immediate family, but recently my mum started a drawing class, and for Christmas my eldest brother wanted a sketchbook and pens.
Oh,
And
nice.
They're not creative people.
Getting out there.
And they just like want to
Sowing
start.
the seed.
And I was so excited and just really happy for them to want to try it out.
Yeah, it's
and
really
get into
nice.
it. It's like,
Do you
oh,
feel a little bit proud? Like
Yeah,
you
so
influenced
proud.
them?
Felt really proud. Yeah.
I think my dad actually used to draw, and then his teacher just said something like, "This is terrible" or something, and that was it. Dad dropped out, and that was it. Didn't draw ever again. So, considering
terrible.
how much I've like
The
not
heck?
got into uni or had people say you can't draw or this is crap, and then just keep going anyway. Like actually, I don't really care what one person thinks.
No.
So you just gotta
Just gotta do
keep
it.
going. Yeah.
Totally.
I remember one teacher, I think it was in year 9, so before we'd chosen the GCSEs, and I was doing art, and we had to make these lighthouses, and for the life of me I couldn't figure out how to get the spiral so that half of it was white and half of it was red. I was just drawing like one line round, and then I'd start painting and it would all be red. Like, and then she was like, I'm not going to tell you, just figure it out. And then I figured out I had to do 2 lines.
And you were like,
And I was like, oh my god!
yeah.
Like, the pride. Still, I can remember so much. And she was like, I knew you'd get there.
See, that is a good teacher.
Like, the trust
That's an
that I'd figure it out, I
encouraging
think.
teacher.
Yeah.
That's
Oh my
good.
god. But yeah, I started like 8 lighthouses and they would all just be
Aw.
white or just red. How do you do this?
How do?
I was so stuck.
Aw.
So, Ange,
Yes.
you talked about being in Bristol is good for games design.
Mhm.
Is that what you want to do? What has led you to that path?
Well, initially I really wanted to work for a company like Pixar.
So animation?
Yeah, and like
Okay.
for Disney and just like, or Marvel, just anyone that was like just a massive company doing really amazing work.
What kind of thing did you want to do in that situation?
Still the same, like doing the concept art,
Okay.
like designing the characters and designing the, you know, the ideas, putting them onto paper, kind of thing. I quite like that.
Yeah.
Someone tells you, I've got this idea, I can't really execute it, and you can kind of draw what they've got in their head. It's like really fun, I think.
Yeah.
But just now with the digital age and people just like downloading movies and stuff like that, it's there's not as much money, you know, like now you hear like massive movies just like bombing in the cinema.
Yeah.
And it's a bit more touch and go, whereas games are just getting like more and more elaborate. Now there's virtual reality, now there's 3D audio, like games are the way forward.
So, what are your favourite games at the moment?
I haven't had much time to play since I've been so busy with work. I've been playing through Grand Theft Auto 5.
Ah, so
But-
Robert's been playing that.
But I feel guilty when I play it for an hour or so.
You're just such a busy bee.
Yeah, and then I just downloaded Steam, which was also dangerous because now it's on my Mac. So then I'll see it pop up. I'm like,
Uh-oh.
oh, I could play a quick game for 10 minutes.
Oh, God.
Oh, it's been an hour.
I love that your binge is like an hour. Mine is like 8. You're like, oh no, it's the evening.
Like 3 hours this morning.
Oh no, I used to sit there for a whole day.
Yeah.
Just be
Yeah.
like, this is great. But now I just feel so guilty if I do it. I'm like, I could have been drawing that whole time.
Yeah, mine I can only do it on Sundays. Sunday is my like
game day.
Play a game
Game day.
Yeah.
That's one thing I am looking forward to graduating. Like, oh my god, I'm going to go home after work and I can do whatever I want.
So Helen, what were you playing for 3 hours this morning?
Well, I made a new Stardew game.
Woo! We are big Stardew Valley games.
Yeah. We
Eric.
are big Stardew Valley games.
Fans. We are big Stardew Valley fans.
Yeah, we are.
Eric, if you're watching. That's
Right.
his name, right?
I don't know.
The guy that made it, he's very good.
Cheers, buddy.
Yeah, I would say. It's given us a lot of entertainment.
Yeah, it's just such a nice chill game.
Yeah, it's like a farming simulator,
Yeah.
but better. Like crossed with an
Yeah.
RPG. It has some real Zelda vibes.
Yeah, because it's a bit mystical at times.
It is mystical and challenging.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cute. You make a farm.
I really enjoy
Get
like
animals.
how it kind of progresses quite slowly at the start, and you can really see the achievements that you do.
Yeah.
And you gradually start to make a farm and gather more things and make
Get
money.
more animals.
Yeah.
Get better crops,
Yeah.
etc.
It's exciting.
It's good for like anxiety.
It's so good for anxiety.
It's really chill. And
Yeah.
also on days where you feel like you can't do anything, it's really nice to feel like you've accomplished something.
Because some days I can't leave the house.
5 crops.
Yeah, no, I would have made like £1 million
Oh, well.
Yeah, so
in this virtual world.
if you feel like you can't leave the house, then it's a really nice way to unwind and
It
relax.
is a nice way to unwind, yeah. Also, Animal Crossing is similar. Like, I have a 3DS and I really enjoy that because that's better than a PC game because I can play in bed
Nice.
and wherever I am, like on the train or whatever. Just check my town, just water some plants. How are you doing? Anything to show? And show what you're working on this page. Looks
Okay.
well good.
Yeah, I'm trying
So
to...
atmospheric.
Yeah, so I'm kind of just working on a kind of industrial landscape. I want it to be quite moody. I haven't decided. I think it's going to be very windy and rainy, and maybe all these industrial buildings, people will be living underneath, like underground.
Cool.
Could be something like
That's cool.
But I mean, it's just, yeah, trying to make it really atmospheric and dramatic. Else it just looks a bit boring, looking at a picture of a place that doesn't exist. But I always use reference photos from when I've gone to Italy and stuff. Like those photos, just stitch them all together, and you can make really cool layouts and landscapes. So I always end up going back to those. I'm like, oh, just look at these photos. Oh, so great. Really good.
What are your opinions on reference photos versus drawing from still life, or going out and drawing an actual landscape? Or
I would always take a photo over the landscape because I like breaks,
yeah,
and like I don't think I could sit in the same spot for as long as it would take me to paint.
I agree.
And the weather as well, I guess, like the lighting changes and stuff.
Yeah,
But
I agree.
I really like just making stuff up.
Yeah, same.
I find referencing quite limiting. But then, saying that, I'm really enjoying it at the moment, so...
I've always used reference photos because it's like a consistent thing you can go back to whenever you want to throughout the entire day. So if you are painting, you can paint for an hour, take a
and
break.
then stop.
Yeah, because sometimes I go a bit like strange when I paint for a long time. I just want to come away from it for a while
Yeah,
and then go back to it.
yeah. I think you are your harshest critic as well the longer
Yeah.
you look at a painting. Like, you just need to give your eyes a break
Yeah.
so you can see that actually it's alright and not
Yeah.
as terrible as you think it looks in your head.
That is one good thing about like Photoshop. Like if you are drawing, you know, and then you flip it, like mirror it, and it's like you're looking at a completely different picture, and you can be like, oh, that's wrong, or
Oh, I've
whatever,
never
you
done
know.
that before. But that's a
Yeah,
really
sometimes
good
you know,
idea.
if you're looking at something for so long, you don't even notice any mistakes. Like,
Yeah.
but as soon as you flipped it, like, oh my god, this building is leaning the completely wrong way. Or
That's such a good idea. I've never thought of doing that.
when you see like speed painters, you know, on
Yeah.
YouTube or whatever, there'll
Yeah.
always be a point where they flip it, carry on working, and then they flip
or
it
just
back.
like upside down and stuff. Like they can work from every angle. I find it hard to like just turn it a little bit
Yeah.
and go. It feels really unnatural. So, what are some of your favourite places if nature is our theme, I guess?
In Truro there's a really nice duck pond. And I used to really like going there all the time.
Yeah, we've gone a few times.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys!
Ducks are cute.
Yeah.
And when I was living in Bath, there was a really nice duck pond near where I lived, and I used to go there and feed the ducks if I was feeling stressed out.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
I think when I went to Canada and I went at the CN Tower, and you could just see like a whole 360-degree view,
Oh my
and you're like
gosh.
so high.
Yeah.
That was really cool. Like,
Wow.
yeah, I took so many photos because it's just, I guess it's kind of like being in the Eiffel Tower or something. Like you just get
Yeah.
up to a point where you're like, I would never ever see this,
Yeah.
and it's so nice being able to see everything all at the same time.
Wow.
We, me and Rob went to France last summer, and we went on a canoe trip down a little river in the south of France, and that was like magical.
Yeah.
It was like Avatar, because all
Wow.
the damselflies were out, you know, the blue ones,
Yeah.
and it was like their like mate day or whatever. So they were just
Mate day.
everywhere, like landing on the canoe and on my head, and it was
Wow.
just like really chill. And we saw a kingfisher
Oh,
and a
so
red
good.
squirrel.
Oh, heck.
The squirrel was drinking from the river.
Oh,
We went past like, oh my god.
goddamn Disney movie.
Yeah, it literally was. And it was all really overhanging, and yeah.
Wow.
I can't remember what the river is called, but I'd say that's my favourite place.
Magic River.
Yeah. How's yours going? You starting something new? Oh my god, you're so quick.
Oh yeah, but these are just like really quick, like rough.
That's good.
Yeah, it's more kind of, I try and like layer it up. That's why the
Yeah, I like all your like grey markers.
yeah, just kind of working in greys is good because you can
Yeah.
do different tones and stuff.
Yeah,
And
slash.
once you do that, I think you can kind of work colour over the top, especially with these kind of markers. But
Yeah.
if you scan it in, it's the same.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, I have done this much of my plants. It's getting there. I don't know where I'm going to go from here.
On to the next page.
Well, I'm not done, Ash.
Oh, okay.
I have to fill the page completely.
I think I can just about show this.
Yeah. Oh, I like that you
Kind
put
of-
the shadow in. That's
That's kind of what I'm working with so far. And I want to add some more kind of detail with trees and stuff. Just working up to it.
So, Helen,
Yes.
you are thinking about starting a book.
I am.
Tell
I
us.
want to write a short story and illustrate it. So, a little illustrated storybook.
Aimed at children, or not so much?
No, not so much.
Okay.
Aimed at kind of no one in particular, I think.
Nobody.
For me. I want it to be a bit spooky.
Nice.
I want to paint lots of wishy-washy landscapes.
What is wishy-washy? Oh, like
Wishy-washy, like watercolours,
Yeah.
inks.
No, that sounds really nice, Helen.
I'll see how it goes. I need to finish my zine first.
You do.
How long does it usually take for you to finish a zine?
When I didn't have a job, like a week. How long's it taking you?
Yeah.
No, not a week. Or I did one in a week, but it was terrible because I did it in a week. You know, like probably a month
Mm.
of just working on that,
Yeah.
I'd say. But you work at your own pace.
Very true.
You also probably have a lot more depth because you haven't washed it out in a month.
Yeah. We'll see how it looks when it's finally finished.
I had an idea for a children's book.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of, I guess, a way to explain. How would you explain to a child like gender, sexuality, or neither?
Mhm.
So I was trying to think of a way to explain that, but I could just do the illustrations, but I'm not very good at writing. So it's trying to explain my ideas, and maybe someone could write dialogue or a good way to explain it.
Yeah.
But at the moment I'm just like, here's loads of ideas and no way to correlate them into any sense. But maybe that's something I would do like once I've graduated.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just have loads of ideas for like different books to do, but it's just having the time to do it.
That's cool. It's a good subject as well.
Definitely.
Like, would be good to put in a children's book. I don't think my parents ever talked to me about it, but I remember asking my mum if Prince was gay, and she just laughed.
Well, that's not answering anything, is it?
No.
Just laughing.
Because he loves ladies, I guess. That was because I was really into Prince when I was a kid.
Aww.
I think it's because it's quite theatrical.
Yeah.
And I was like a big Disney fan. And he's like quite pop.
Yeah.
And it is kind of like sexy Disney songs.
Prince would make an awesome Disney princess.
Right? The best.
Sorry.
Honestly. Why are you trying to sabotage my art?
Good God.
Unbelievable.
I'm going to add some colour. But I'm not very good at flowers. I don't really know how flowers work. They're tough. Like, leaves I can get behind. Flowers confuse me a bit.
I always have to use a reference for flowers.
Yeah, I think it's like
Something about the way the petals...
all the petals. Yeah, I can't make it up.
It's the shading.
It is the shading, so I'm just going to make
I find shading it okay, like, because I can kind of imagine this is the inside, this is the outside.
Oh no,
And,
I
you
get
know.
so stuck with that. Like, I've been trying to practice doing lighting and stuff in my work, but if I don't have a reference, I go, like, I'll even draw the sun and be like, okay, so it's coming from here, and then it just looks terrible. It looks like
I don't think it looks terrible.
there's no lighting.
I don't think it looks terrible at all.
Oh, thanks. Just doesn't
You're
look
welcome.
like how it should.
That kind of stuff takes a while to kind of get the hang of.
Yeah,
I find.
yeah.
I want to practice more life drawing. Like, I think that's always really important. I did do this one challenge where it was to draw, was it 100 of something you're not good at, and I did 100 hands.
I remember when you were doing that.
Yeah, and now hands are okay.
Yeah.
And then it's like,
Hand or hands.
then you're supposed to pick something else. It could be like
Yeah.
portraits or anything, you know, and yeah, the more you do it, the more you get used to it. But when I did it, I was like, this is horrible. They looked like claws. And then by the time I got to about 40, it was getting easier and easier.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, now I really
I'm
like
great at
drawing
that.
hands. I love it.
Hands are a challenge.
Yeah, I just make them up. And usually miss their finger as well.
Like a Simpson.
Yeah, but this illustration, it's fine.
You're allowed to.
Yeah, you make it what you like. So what are your favourite things to draw?
I mean, I always kind of go back to the same things. Like if I'm like, I don't know what to draw, it will always end up being a snake or a skull, like bones, teeth. I guess kind of like
Edgy.
anatomical stuff. Yeah.
Edgy stuff.
So edgy. But I guess when I used to draw,
Yeah.
I used to draw like a full picture, but then as I kind of got into tattoos and stuff, now my images are just kind of like, this is one thing.
Yeah. I
No,
think that's a more like, I definitely found that from doing an illustration course.
Yeah.
It was a lot less like make art and it was more make an image.
Yeah, so now I'm just doing like one thing.
Yeah. Yeah, same. My go-to is lady faces. If I don't know what to draw, I'll just draw some faces. Or rabbits. I really like doing rabbits.
Yeah, cute.
What about you, Helen? What's your fave?
That's a really hard question. I used to be obsessed with painting portraiture,
Yeah.
and I still really like it. I just haven't done it in a while.
Other people or yourself?
Other people?
Oh, nice.
Have you tried drawing yourself?
Yeah, I have. I did a self-portrait at uni once, I think. I had like a dental gag in my mouth. I don't know if I've shown that to you.
Oh,
Yes.
it does ring a bell, yeah.
It was very dark.
That was the one we showed in the last episode, I think.
I don't think you showed a picture of it, did you?
I think we did.
Really?
Yeah, we found it.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh!
It's quite aggressive, isn't it?
It's so aggressive. Because because I wanted people to look at it and think torture or masochism. So
Neat.
let people decide what they want to see it as. But I think favourite thing to draw ever is probably portraits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that your go-to, like when you're at home painting?
Not recently, because
What's
I've been
recently
doing all
been?
those
Mushrooms.
mushrooms. so
Really love
many.
mushrooms.
So many mushrooms, but they have faces, so I guess that's portraiture.
Yeah. They do have faces.
I am enjoying painting plants and nature and stuff at the moment. I think my fave will probably always be portraits. Weird looking portraits.
Yeah, I want to see you do another one.
Yeah. It would be fun to do another actual detailed, proper portrait like the one I did.
What would
At
you use?
uni.
Acrylics again?
Well, I've got some water-soluble oils at home,
Oh, nice.
so I think I'd quite like to use those.
So I will say we have just confirmed a new studio space. At the moment we are in my kitchen with this sweet little setup, not to shatter the illusion.
I like this setup.
Yeah, it's nice, but we're hoping in the new studio we'll be able to paint a mural for our backdrop, which I'm looking forward to.
Yes.
It's like a ghosty mural,
Ooh.
and it will have a little mushroom
Of course.
with eyes.
Of course.
And Helen will paint.
Yeah.
But yeah, there should be some videos coming of that as well when we move in. Scary.
When's the move?
Next week.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm nervous because I live up 5 flights of stairs.
And there's no lift.
There's no lift, of course. We're in the UK. So getting everything up here was tough. Everything down is going to be, well, less tough, I guess.
Yeah, so you just chuck it down.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Just like a
Down the
series
stairs.
of pulleys.
Well, you need to have like what they have in Italy, where a cherry picker just comes to your window. You just chuck it all on there. Thanks.
Oh my god, that would be so good. Is that a real thing?
Yeah, because like the stairs and stuff are so weird and narrow and windy. Like you couldn't get a sofa up there. So
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, that is what we need. Because I'm a little bit nervous about it.
It'll be okay.
Yeah, we'll just be in there and it'll be great.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's bigger than our last space, which is good. Room to expand.
Mm-hmm.
And we're hoping we'll set up a little film corner so we can make loads of videos.
Yay.
Whee! So, should we show what we've done?
I'm not finished.
You've done well though. That's more progress than the fish.
I've gotten more used to this whole talking and painting.
Yeah, it's
business.
tough for like introverted illustrators
Yeah, it's really hard.
to have to make conversation.
Yeah.
whilst working.
Really hard.
Well, this is what I did. I kind of met my goal, but not really. I'm going to add detail to them all.
Nice.
I started drawing a rose after I was saying can't draw them.
Sweet.
And
Yeah, what did you do today? Ange just did
so-
loads. You can't upstage us.
Yeah, but mine are smaller and way quicker and rougher.
Yeah, but you finished. No, they're really nice.
So yeah, I did some like industrial buildings, and then I just started a new one, but I didn't really like it, and so I just stopped and just changed. I'll come back to this one because I'm kind of over it, so
Nice.
I'll finish that one another day.
What about you, Helen?
And I'm definitely going to finish this. But it's this kind of situation going on.
Nice. Do you want to show what paper you're using?
Oh yeah, Fabriano watercolour sketchbook, which is kind of cheap actually. It was from Amazon. It was like £6.
Oh, nice. It's Helen's favourite paper.
It's
Goes
very
on about
nice.
it all the time.
It's very good quality.
And it holds the water well,
Yeah.
doesn't it? Which is good.
It doesn't tear the paper at the surface.
Yeah.
So.
Do you have to press them after, or is it?
No, I
okay?
can't be bothered to do that.
Cool.
No.
Good.
Well, thanks for being our guest, and
Thanks for having me.
It was lovely.
I had a great time.
Did you?
Yeah.
we all did really well.
Did really
We
well.
did
Yes.
good
Well
job.
done, everyone.
Yeah, good job. Yeah,
Cool.
so thanks for watching.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cool.
Bye.
Bye.